So in this video, we're going to talk about standard deviation and variance. The standard deviation is a measure of variance or dispersion of a set of data, okay? So it seeks to tell us how dispersed a data set is around the mean. One thing we need to notice, if you find a standard deviation when you calculate and the value is a smaller value, okay? It means that the data sets are close to the mean. And when a standard deviation has a bigger value, then it means that the data set is wider from the mean. That's one thing you need to note. So for a raw data, the standard deviation formula is square root of summation of x squared over n minus the mean squared. This for a raw data. And when it comes to grouped data, the standard deviation is the square root of summation of fs squared over summation of f minus summation of fs over summation of f all squared. Okay. So the variance, on the other hand, is the square of the standard deviation. So when I get an answer of, let's say if my standard deviation is 2, if I square this 2, it becomes my variance. Okay. So let's take some examples on this and solve it. All right, so the example before us says that we have to find the standard deviation for this data set. So the mass in kilogram of 6 babies are this. So we are told that the standard deviation formula, because in statistics, the formula helps you to know what goes into the table, okay? So the formula is summation of x squared over n minus the mean squared. And so we need to create a data set having our x, and since we have x squared, so we need to create another column for x squared. And so to find the mean first, since there's a mean here, the mean is summation of x over n. So we have 2, 3, we're going to add everything divided by n, and it appears 6 times because 6 babies. And so when I sum this, I'm going to get 5. So the mean is 5 kilogram. Okay. Now the standard deviation, we need to put inside a data set. We can solve it by saying, okay, our x is 2, we have 3, we have 4, we have 6, we have 7, we have 8. Our s squared means sum your x. So we have 2 squared being 4, 3 squared 9, 4 squared 16, 6 squared 36, 7 squared 49, 8 squared 64. Okay. And the formula says that, okay, standard deviation is your square root of summing all your x squared. What did you get? So we sum all the x squared. What are we going to get? We have 178 divided by our n is 6 because it appears 6 times. Then minus our mean was 5. And then it's mean squared, so we square it. So we're going to have 178 rather, divided by 6, giving us 29.66 minus 5 squared is 25. So the square root of that gives us 4.66. So 29 minus 25 is 4.66. And the square root of answer will give us 2.160. Okay. So that's how we solve questions like this. So let's take another question. Okay. So the question before us says that the data shows the distribution capacity in liters of 8 gallons. We have 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, and 14. If the mean capacity is 10.5, we have to find the variance. So over here, we are giving the mean already. Okay. So standard deviation is when you have a square root, as we have, said already in the previous example. When your variance is when there is no any square root. When there is no any square root, that gives you your what? Your variance. Okay. So standard deviation will be square root, variance, no square root. All right. So having said that, let's solve the question before us. So we can say our variance, which is our s squared, is summation of x squared over n minus our mean squared. But in this question, we're given our mean to be 10.5, as you can see over here. So we just need to, solve for our x. We can get our x. Our x is given to be 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. So we can find for our x squared. Okay, so our x squared, 7 squared is 49. 8 squared is 64. 9 squared is 81. 10 squared is 100. 11 squared is 121. 12 squared is 144. 13 squared is 169. 14 squared is 196. Okay. So we have to sum all this. And when you sum all this, what are we going to get? So let's try it. 49 plus 64 plus 81 plus 100 plus 121 plus 144 plus 169 plus 196. We are getting something like 924. Okay. So when we substitute it here, our variance, which is s squared, which we said is summation of xn over n minus the mean squared. Our summation of x squared is 924 divided by n, which is 8 gallons, minus the mean is given to be 10.5 and 10.5 all squared. So 924 divided by 8 gives us 115.5 minus 10.5 squared gives us 110.25. When you subtract it very well, you get 5.25. So this is the variance. All right. So let's take another question. So there's another question before us. The table below shows the frequency distribution of mass score by 30 candidates in an aptitude test. This is a data set. We have to find the mean, the standard deviation, the variance. So we draw our table. We have our x, our f. So we have 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Our f is 5. Frequency is the f. So 5, 8, 5, 6, 4, 2. Okay. So since we know that the standard deviation formula, as we said in statistics, the formula helps you to know what goes into a table. This is the formula for standard deviation. Okay, so if you look at the formula, we have x squared. So we need to create column for x squared. If you look at the formula carefully also, we have fx, as you can see from here. But the mean itself is summation of fx over summation of f. Don't forget that. That's the mean formula. The mean formula itself is summation of fs over summation of f. Now we also have in the formula fx squared. So these are the data set we need to fill in order to find our standard deviation. So our s squared, so we're going to square. So we have 4 squared 16, squaring all the x. Okay. So we have 5 squared 25, 6 squared 36, 7 squared 49, 8 squared 64, 9 squared 81. We have fx. Fx is 5 times 4, f frequency times the x. 5 times 4 is 20, 8 times 5 is 40, 6 5 30, 7 6 42, 8 times 4 is 32, 9 times 2 is 18. Okay. Fx squared, which means that our frequency is multiplying the x squared. That's the meaning of the fx squared. So fx squared itself is 5 times 16, which is 80. We have 8 times 25, 200. 5 times 36 is 180. 6 times 49 is 190, I think 294. Then we have 4 times 64, that's 256. Then 2 times 81 is 162. So we're going to sum our fx squared, and we sum everything here, 80 plus 200 plus 80 plus 294 plus 256 plus 162 is 1172. We need to sum fx2. When we sum fx, 20 plus 40 plus 30 plus 42 plus 32 plus 18 gives us 182. Then we need to sum our f. We sum f, we're going to get 30. So now the question says we have to find the mean. So the mean is summation of fx over summation of f. So the mean summation of fx is 182, and the summation of f is 30. And when we divide, we get 6.07. To the nearest whole number is 6. Okay, so to find the standard deviation, as you can see in this formula, summation of fx squared is 1172. Summation of f is 30. And don't forget, this is our mean squared. Okay, our mean squared. So we can say 6.07 squared. So 1172 divided by 30 is 39.07 minus 6.07 squared will give us what? Will give us 36.84 into 39.07 minus 36.84 gives us 2.23. So square root of 2.23 gives us 1.4933. So this is the standard deviation. So the variance is your standard deviation all squared. So the variance could even be the number which is under the square root, which is 2.23. Or you can take your standard deviation square. So this is how we solve this type of question. Okay. Let's take another question. So this is another question we have before us. So it is already ordered, okay? So of 8 boys in a camp are, so the ordered in ages in years of 8 boys in a camp are this. And if the mean age, so we are giving the mean age and the median age, so we'll be using this one. So we are told the median age. So we all know that we know that the median is the middle number. If you can look at this one, data set of 8, which is even, so the middle number will be 2. So these are the middle numbers. So we're going to sum the middle number and divide it by 2 since there are 2 numbers. But we were told the median is 26, so we have 26 equal to 6x plus 5y, 2 plus 1 is 3, divided by 2. And so when you cross multiply, we'll be having 52 equal to 6x plus 5y plus 3. And when we group like terms very well, we have 6x plus into simultaneous equation of 52 minus 3, which is 49. And this gives me equation 1. Equation 2 says the mean. So we know that if you want to find the mean, you sum all the x divided by n. And summing all the x, we have 21 plus 3y plus 2x plus 24 plus 6x plus 2 plus 5y plus 1 plus 26 plus 6x plus 3 plus 27. All this divided by n. Now n is 8. But our mean is given as 25. So we have 25 equal to, and when we sum this, the x will give you 14. The y will give you 8 for 3y plus 5y. Then the constants gives you 104 divided by 8. So when you cross multiply, 25 times 8 gives you 200. We have 14x plus 8y plus 104. So when you group like terms, you have 14x plus 8y. 200 minus 104 gives us 96. So we can even choose to divide through by maybe say 2. So we divide through by 2, we'll be having 7x plus 4y equal to 48, equation 2. So now to solve this simultaneously, we will multiply equation 1 by 4 and equation 2 by 5. Then we'll subtract. So equation 1 by 4 will be having 24x, 5 times 4, we're having 20y, then 49 times 4, we're having 196. Equation 2 by 5, we multiply 7 by 5, we'll be getting 35. If you multiply 4 by 5, we'll be getting 20. Then if you multiply 48 by 5, we'll be getting 240. So we can say this is equation 3 and this is equation 4. So we subtract equation 4 from 3, we'll be having 11x equal to 44. And we divide through by 11, our x is 4. Then we put s equal to 4 into equation, let's say 1. So equation 1 is 49, okay, equal to equation 1. As you can see, 6x plus 5y equal to 49. So our x is 4, so we substitute, plus 5y equal to 49. So we have 24 plus 5y equal to 49. So we make y the subject, we have 5y equal to 49 minus 24. And 49 minus 24 gives us 25. Dividing through by 5, our y is 5. So now for this question, we have gotten our value of x and value of y. So if you want to substitute, we'll be having the data set now becomes, because we have 21, this one is 3y plus 2x. So our y is 5. 3 times 5, 15. And 2 times 4 is 8. So 15 plus 8 is 23. So over here will be 23. So we have 21, 23, 24. Over here is 6x plus 2. So 6x plus 2, our x is 4. 4 times 6 is 24 plus 2, 26. Over here, our y is 5. So 5 times 5 is 25 plus 1, 26. Over here, we have 26. Over here, our x is 4. So 6 times 4 is 24 plus 3, 27. And we have 27. So this is the new data set we will use to find our what's the name? Standard deviation. So let me just clean here now. Okay, so now the data set, we have 21, 23, 24, 26, 26, 26, 27, 27. And so let's put inside the table to find our standard deviation. So our age, we have 21. 21 appears one time. We have 23. 23 appears one time. We have 24 also one time. We have 26. 26 appearing 3 times. And we have 27 appearing 2 times. Once again, we need to find our fx squared. Okay? And you know how to find fx squared. Your frequency times your s squared. So 21 squared times f is 441. 23 squared times f is 529. 24 squared times 1 is 576. 26 squared times 3 is 4056. 27 squared times 2 gives us 1458. So the standard deviation for this question, which we said the formula is this. So summation of fs squared, when we sum all this will give us 7060. So we put it here. Summation of f, when we sum all this, we'll get 8. So we put it here minus our mean squared, but we were told in the question that our mean is 25. So we just substitute the squared. So 7060 divided by 8 give us 882.5 minus 25 squared is 625. So 882.5 minus 625 is 257.5, which eventually will be equal to 16.05. So this gives us our standard deviation. All right, so this is a question before us. This is a data set. So we have our max, have our frequency. So the max we have 1 to 3, 4 to 6, 7 to 9, 10 to 12, 13 to 15, 16 to 18. The frequency we have 1, 3, 5, 8, 2, 1. Okay. So we need to now, if you look at this question, we don't have X. So this is a group data. So to find the X is called the class midpoint. Treated that in the previous video. So to find a midpoint, you add the lower limit and the upper limit divided by 2. So 1 plus 3 divided by 2. So that's 4 divided by 2, which is 2. 4 plus 6 divided by 2, which is 5. 7 plus 9 divided by 2, which is 8. 10 plus 12 divided by 2, which is 11. 13 plus 15 divided by 2, which is 14. 16 plus 18 divided by 2, which is 17. Then we follow our same procedure. We need to find fx. We need to even create column for x and create column for fx squared. So fx will be 1 times 2, which is 2. 3 times 5, which is 15. 5 times 8, which is 40. 8 times 11, which is 88. 2 times 14, which is 28. 1 times 17 is 17. If I want to square the x, 2 squared is 4, 5 squared, 25. 8 squared is 64. 11 squared is 121. 14 squared is 196. 17 squared is 289. So now our frequency, this s squared. Our frequency is going to multiply this s squared. So 1 times 4 is 4. Okay. 3 times 25 is 75. 5 times 64 is 320. 8 times 121 is 968. 2 times 196 is 392. 1 times 289 is 289. So we sum all this. And when we sum all this, we will get 4% 5 plus 3 all the way to 289 will give us 2048. Now we sum f of x, we will get 190. And we sum our f, we will get 20. So our mean, which is x bar, is your summation of f of x over summation of f. So if you look at your summation of f of x, we got 190. And summation of f, we got 20. So when we divide 190 by 20, we'll get 9.5. So 190 divided by 20, we get 9.5. Then the standard deviation for this question, we know standard deviation formula is this. So the summation of fs squared is 2048. Summation of f is 20. Summation of fx, or even the mean, we got 9.5 because this is the same as the mean, all squared. So 2048 divided by 20 is 102.4 minus 9.5 squared is 90.25. So when you subtract, you will get 12.15. And square root of this is 3.4857, which approximately can be 3.5. So this is the standard deviation. All right.